Hey guys, in this video, we're going to be showing you how to install your new CBXR Mini inside of your XR housing. Now, we're going to start from having the housing already removed from the one wheel. If you would like to know how to remove the housing from the one wheel safely, you can watch the link that we list. The tools needed are going to be a 3/32 hex bit, a Phillips screwdriver. We're going to be using drills to make this process a little bit quicker. You're going to need a marker, a razor blade or pliers, and a ruler. So we're going to begin by unscrewing these hex screws along the perimeter. And then we're going to unscrew the Phillips screws up front. There are 5 of them. Once we remove those screws, we're going to want to flip the assembly over and remove the lid so it's out of the way. Now this part is very key. We want to make sure we unplug these 2 connectors in the correct order. The first connector to unplug is this 26-pin connector. You're going to push down on the clip and pull it back to unplug. And then this connector can just be pulled right out. And now your stock battery is good to be put to the side for use in a different project. So then we're going to take our ruler and our marker, and from the bottom we want to measure about 19 millimeters or so. So that's about 19. That's about 19. It's a little bit tricky to get on camera. So that whole line there is what we're going to attempt to remove. It is recommended to try to move your BMS so that way we don't cut any wires or damage anything. You can use a set of pliers, any kind of cutting pliers, and cut this whole panel down. But I'm going to try a little bit of a cleaner method, which is what we do here in shop. So we're actually just going to score this whole panel. And we're going to do that with a few passes. You have to be really careful not to cut your thumb while doing this. So maybe 4 or 5 passes. I'm going to flip it. I need a little bit of a better vantage point. So once we score this whole panel, we're going to want to cut this panel right here. So we're going to just cut it at an angle with some flush snips or any sort of cutting pliers. Okay, so as you can see, we've just shaved down about 1/3 of that whole panel to make room for the battery. Afterwards, we can put our BMS back in place. We can drop this battery right down the middle and start making our connections. So you want to make sure the battery is sitting in nice and flush. Make sure that it's all the way down. And then we're going to want to take our power connector here and plug that in first. And make sure you plug that in the correct way. Watch for your polarity, so make sure black to black, red to red. And then we can take our balance connector. Okay, after that, we can take our lid and place that on top, and we can start re-securing the lid. So the best way to do this is to go from one side to the other, so left to right, to start lining the pins up. And you don't want to put them in all of the way. just partly. Once we get these 3 screws partially in, we can go back and do the back. And you really want to tighten these, but we don't want to over tighten them. We just want to see the gasket compress. Once we get to the back, we can go back and finish the sides. And again, we just want to see that gasket compress slightly. That tells us that we've got a good seal. And then once we get all 3 sides, we can go to the front. And that is all you need to do to install your CBXR Mini in your one-wheel XR.